All right, hello and welcome back. Hold on. Cool. All right, hello and welcome back as we get ready for the first game of the night here, as we are going to have the Florida Ospreys taking on the Kyoto Otakus. Looking through our week here, you can see 2 games played so far. One that somehow went 5 games, and then one that went 4. So we'll see if we fill in our first sweep here, or if we have a repeat. Couple interesting games still to go, including 3 that matter for Round Rock after their win, but we'll get to that in just one moment. Looking at our standings, you got 1 undefeated, then a jump below them, and then kind of just chaos the rest of the way down. And we do got 1 team in, so I'm going to speed it up. Looking at our scenarios, you can see there, Round Rock up at 7-0. Meanwhile, all those teams below them. So they still just need 2 of those 3 teams to lose, and that does start with this series. If Florida lose, that's 1 of 2 knocked out. So there you go. If you're Round Rock, you're rooting for Florida here. But, of course, uphill battle there. As we can look at our stats quickly here, you can see your key players, Vice and Calmly. As far as your records, it is 2-4 versus 0-6, although to be fair, as I am just checking on things, we do have everyone in, but you can see, okay. So it doesn't look like the PFA was announced. Doesn't look like the PFA was announced, but it was apparently messaged to a transaction manager, and he couldn't get it to work himself, so we're good. Quickly running through this, you can see the difference in records. However, both have lost all of their losses in a row. Florida with 4 straight, and Kyoto is 6 straight. All the averages are in favor of Florida, and I do think they are the stronger team, but we'll see. So speaking of that one day, it is going to be, I believe, Latumos not here, and it will instead be Gamer playing for Florida. So there's a change there, and we'll see how this one goes. Again, 2-4 versus 0-6. Florida, such a strong start to the season, but we'll see how they roll. Rough last few weeks, and now without Latumos, who has been one of their biggest players. Of course, Vice does still have the best stats on the team, so not like they lost their whole team, but Banks doesn't care, and he will give Florida their first deficit here because the Kyoto got to play from in front. Kind of said the wrong name, had to roll with it, but either way, Banks, great placement on that one. Just taps it down off the bar, and it goes right in, so great start for Kyoto. Again, probably the best position they could hope to be in here with the one day coming through from Florida and now an early lead. Question is, can they hold it? Can they extend it? That one just missed by Wolf, blocked away by Vice. Banks now in the air. They're awkward. Banks scores again. Kyoto, a 2-goal lead, just over 30 seconds in. It's barred down again. But as long as it's in again, does it even matter? Next, now look for another shot. Playing the 50, it's over to the left side. Now dropping down. This one, shot in. Wolf makes it 3. Banks the 50 this time. Sets up his teammate, and Wolf enough power to get right by Jam. And so it is in. Only 41 seconds, and it's already 3 goals for Kyoto. Now, just to contextualize the season a little bit more, because this isn't on that stats graphic, Kyoto have won a total of 2 games this season. And I think that speaks for itself. Obviously, that doesn't say a lot completely about the players on the team, because they have just about all been swapped out as the season has gone along. I think with the exception of Calmly. But just in general, no, I don't think so. I felt like it was 1 or 2. I checked standings to make sure, but I mean, that's kind of something that stands out. As this one, though, tapped across Florida. Of course, still a lot of time here as that turns into a pass. Vice trying to pop it up again. Yeah, I was thinking 1 or 2, I think. As this one's over to the side. I knew they took a game off us, and I thought they had one before that, but I actually think they won their first game against us and then won one more, like, last week or something. So, yeah. So this one's off the corner. Wolf trying to play it away. Now looking for the reset. Does get it down into the corner. Yeah, okay. So they did get one against us, one against OKC. Thought so. This one caught forward again, dropping down, looking for the touch, but it's caught wide. Gamer trying to play it away, faking it down. Vice not quite able to get to that. Of course, we're talking with the chat about the losses for Kyoto and their lack of wins, but they're looking pretty good to get another one this time. As Comley gets another 50 and Wolf makes it number 4. I don't think I'll do that, to be honest. Couch, I gotta be real. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that one. As he tries to play it in, it's caught over to the side by Wolf. I do appreciate him changing the name to be how Boomer says it. And this one's pinched around, dropping down in front. So scary, but Vice just a little bit too far away. And now it's a breakout. That's a great pass. It's wide, but the finish is there. Comley makes it 5. Banks, such good awareness to find that pass down. And of course, the initial shot does go wide, but the follow-up after Vice's touch does just about make its way in. I mean, they got 30 goals total, so they're trying to get to that as well. This one's off the back wall. Damn, not able to get to that. That would be absurd, by the way. Even in a... They would have to... That's 6 goals per game in a 5-game series. So, I don't think they'll match that, but hey, technically possible. With a start like this, though, they might be matching their games 1, and they might be looking towards their first series. But, of course, that's still a long way away. We still have 2 minutes to go in this game. And even beyond that, we got multiple. But this one will break the shutout. Gamer gets a goal. Going up for another orange team, and that light tap just going to be enough to bounce through. That puts Florida on the board. And that gets Gamer a goal in the Prism League. So what do you mean by that, Couch? But now the question is, will we see a comeback? As that one close, but it does go wide from Comley. Could have been a chance to ice the momentum immediately, but unfortunately just not converted as this one's back, but saved by Comley. Thanks now on this one, drop down. Gamer looking to follow it. It'll get played around the outside again. Now Wolf trying to jump up. This one 50 to cross. Banks trying to play it out. It's popped downfield. Comley, open net. 2 for him. It's 6-1. An overcommit by Florida, getting a little bit too desperate. And we are on Brazil watch here in game 1. This one's popped up and now dunked back towards the back wall. Now popped out by Vice. There's Wolf, but not able to get a lot on it. Now banks up towards ceiling. Good control, but taken away well by Vice as well. This one passed down, cut out by Conley for a 50. Bouncing down. Jam trying to control Wolf full center. Now cleared long downfield. Conley off the left side. Drop down again. Then play this one in. Now 50'd out off the back wall. Bumps coming through. Comley will play it off the right. Now Comley another catch. Another dribble. Hat trick for Comley. Brazil for Kyoto. They take us international here. We're headed down south here. Kyoto, an absolute statement in this first game. This one shot forward. How about 8? Hat trick on Banks as well. Now it's just Wolf who needs to get involved. It started as a blowout. It is now a decimation. You imagine Florida maybe let off a little bit looking towards the next game, but even still, the mental has to be at least a little bit boomed by the continued scoring. You glance up and see 8, you're never feeling good about the game, even if you checked out after, 4-5, so this one, though, popped forward by Gamer. Of course, Florida looking for something back, trying to get a little bit of momentum, perhaps. But it's Wolf with another long clear, cut off by Vice. Jam in the air, off back wall. Vice can't read it. Gamer there next. Floater of a shot, saved by Comley. But the time will expire. This one shot a little wide, but a great double. Gamer, the only one who can find offense for Florida, apparently. He does send us now to Barcelona. So we book another trip in the final moments there, all the way out to Spain, or Catalonia, if you want to go there. I mean, Wolf a little bit left out. Now, I will also mention, Kyoto scored 8 goals, and yet Florida have 2 saves. Think about that. I did the series score wrong, so I'm glad I didn't change yet. There we go. Like, that, you need to play defense. That's what I get from that. That is the main thing I notice. If your opponent is putting up 8 on 11 shots, you need defense. It's just that simple, Obviously, great shot to goal efficiency for Kyoto, but you gotta do better than that. 8 for 11 is insane, So, I think that's kind of the focus for Florida. Duh, if you give up 8 goals, you're probably not going to win a lot. I think step 2 is you got to find more offense, because they did have a decent amount of shots, but felt like those 2 that went in from game are really the main threatening ones. So, to get more of that, but even with the 2 goals, you can probably win some games as long as you aren't giving up 8 goals, This one's popped across. Wolf able to get up and get a good save down. 8-2 in favor of Kyoto. This one's dropping down in front again. Jam able to catch it out to the side. Jam now staying with it again. This one bounced out. Wolf playing it back into the corner. 50 straight up in the air. Vice trying to jump next. This one to the back wall. Jam. Redirect just a little bit high. Banks now on the catch. 50 to up and around. Calmly trying to drop it down. Jam off corner again. Wolf another send downfield. Vice quick shot. Banks saves it to the side. Now dropping down again. Jam not able to get up. Gamer will, but it's blocked to the side by Banks again. Kyoto stuck in their own half here. Much better from the last game. But this one goes the other way, but it's a little bit high. Florida, very fortunate. As that one looked a lot more like what we were seeing in game 1, but it goes a little bit high. And that means Florida do stay tied here as we remain scoreless. Jam trying to center this one. Popped out by Wolf, caught by Banks. Taken away by Gamer, but Banks still able to recover. Vice now back off the sidewall. Wolf trying to jump up. Will drop it straight down. Banks now thinking about picking it up. Fakes past one. Look for a pass out. Calmly's there. A little bit awkward. He'll get the first touch. He'll get the dunk. Calmly gets the first goal. Kyoto lead again. He reads Jam like a book and sends it right through for goal number 1. It doesn't matter if Florida had the early push because they don't score and they concede on the other end. Only now up again. It's Vice for the touch away. Dropping straight down. Vice trying to go, but it's Banks with the free touch. Wolf now another even 50. This one rolled away. Gamer playing the cut, thinking about going, but well played on the patience by Banks. That one a miss, but it's played well by Calmly. Banks will try to chase, but he's low boots, and Vice gets there for free. Now up in the air again, this one dropping down. Banks already up for it, passes it down to Calmly. Wolf's downfield, he'll get a 50, but Jam gets in the way for the save. Now Jam another pass across. Wolf will play it forward. Rolling up. Wolf the pass out. Has to leave. Conley's there. Down. Banks a little bit too close, but he'll catch back to Conley. That one's in. 2-0. Banks doesn't have a shot, but he finds the pass. Now a multi-goal lead again. Half the game to play, not nearly as much of a rout as game one, but I mean, the momentum is just so far against Florida here. Have to wonder how they recover. As this one bounces out, Jam a bit too close now. Vice is going to get a touch on this one. Jam, we're trying to recenter, but still into the corner. Vice will miss that corner. That'll slow him down. Wolf now another 50 past midfield. Banks trying to dive in, low boost. He gets a shot. He gets a goal. A little bit of panic there on the goal line, and that works out perfectly. Vice just gets up, put the shot on, see what happens. And it's a little bit of panic that results in goal number 3. This one's up in the air again. Everything coming up. Kyoto 11-2 in goals on the series. Vice bounces this one in. Banks down off the floor. Jam off the right wall again. Banks trying to stay with it. Wolf now down off the ceiling. Honestly, I kind of want to say they all are Girds. This one popped out calmly off the left wall. I mean, we've seen very good passes from Banks, knowing where his teammates are. We've seen great speed from all of them. They've all had good scoring. Obviously, Wolf the only one without a hat trick, but we'll get to that because Vice finds another goal. Gamer a 50 around, gets the bump as well, drops it down to Vice, and he just barely sneaks that in. So there you go. There's one back, and this time, much more of a chance. Only down by 2. 70 seconds left to go. This one wide. Vice just saved away. Jam thinks about turning, but he's bumped off, and now they need to rush back. Dropping down. Wolf shot. Saved. It's dunked, but it's still wide. Vice trying to play it in. Gets a 50 past 1 now. He'll pop it up. Looking for a pass across. Drops it into Jam's path, but it's 50'd out again. Wolf now to the right side. This one bouncing out. Banks trying to pop it up. Banks another touch forward, but he runs out of boost, and it's taken away by Vice. Calmly now out to the left, dropping down. Wolf will pop it in. Gamer trying to catch it over. Banks towards ceiling. Dropping down. 50 away. Wolf is up again, but that one just tapped away. And the follow-up play is blocked as well. Calmly now off the right side, though. It's Banks in the air. 50 down to the corner. Bouncing back down. No one there except Jam. His clears up high in the air. That's a good follow. Jam puts it back within 1. Just pops it forward, gets up, follows it himself. No one able to react. 17 seconds. A little bit low on time, but well within reach. This 150 is blocked away by Wolf. Everyone kind of forward here by Kyoto. And now Banks gets bumped. Vice dropping it in. Jam can't get a piece. That might about kill the clock. And Wolf will kill the game. There was hope, but it will not convert to results. Kyoto regain the 2-goal lead, and that should secure the match point. 3 seconds away from another win. This one's in the air. It'll hit 0. Wolf will even add one more. Florida, at the very least, this one is a little bit of hope, but that won't cut it in terms of results. Like you see Kellen pointing out in the chat, hey, if they keep them under 2, they found 2 goals in both games. The problem is they've conceded 5 and 8. So that's a lot. The other step in the right direction, they did have 4 saves this game, which on 11 shots isn't crazy, but it's better, you know? Gave up same amount of shots, got double the saves, gave up just about half the goals. So obviously still not what you want, but it is definitely a step better, as we'll get about ready to load into game number 3 here. Kyoto, 1 game away from their first win of the season. They've now matched their goal total, or their game win total rather. But can they exceed it? Can they get a 3rd win? Can they get a series win and improve to 1-6 and help out Round Rock? We load in game number 3. Florida trying to improve another step and take us to at least game 4. Kyoto trying to close it out. We've seen 1 reverse sweep attempt get to 5 this week already. Can they do that as well and then take it that step further? We'll see. Wolf, though, another big 54, doesn't get the boost, and that'll give Jam some space. Jam now off the right wall. Used a lot of that boost already, but he is still behind it as he'll get another flick towards the back wall. It's caught to the side, though, by Wolf, and now calmly will get it back to the midfield. Jam will track it down there. Another even 50 up high in the air. Banks is there first. It'll be Vice back. He'll go up high, though, and Banks can get here. He'll get it back into the corner. Calmly already up, drops it, bouncing around. Not able to get a 50. It almost centers itself, though, and Wolf's shot saved by Gamer. Banks now forced to retreat. Gamer low boost, just gets the touch forward. This one out. Banks not able to get to that one. Now it's Wolf up the left wall. Looking for the air dribble. Getting it down. Bump comes through. And a demo on the other end. But Florida managed to break out. Still nothing conceded. And Wolf, another one. Air dribbled forward. Popped around the corner. Another one dropped down. Jam now off the left wall. Pass across. Vice already up. Can't get much on it. Gamer now blocked off the corner by Banks. Jam trying to jump up. It's calmly down from the ceiling. Wolf jumping up. Has the air dribble. Has the shot down. It is wide. It takes 2 to save it, but they do get it away. This one, though, will go in. Banks gives Kyoto a lead for the 3rd game in a row. He doubles it off the corner. Over 1, over 2, right through. 144 in. Kyoto. First blood once more. They put the pressure firmly on Florida. Again, they have scored 2 in both previous games this series. But can they do the same, and would it even be enough? This one pass in front. Gamer not able to get there. Vice forced to be patient. Now he'll go, but it's wide. 50'd out to the right wall again. Banks trying to get there first. Uncontested, just fakes it down. Calmly now pop right at Gamer. That one's off the side. Wolf already up, though. He'll knock it back in. Jam now trying to push it out. Already up is calmly, but Vice is back to it first. Gamer now cutting it out. Pass central. Vice is 50'd out by Wolf. Jammer on the outside. Vice the pass across. Gamer is slow and calmly gets the clear. Now Banks looking for another one. It'll bounce down in front. Popped away. Banks shot. It's wide. Calmly trying to get it down. Vice around the outside. Jam looking for a shot. It's a little bit off target. And it's blocked away again. Now Vice going for it. Jam trying to turn around on this one, but it's Banks that forced him to go early. Now calmly dropping it down. Big win forward by Wolf. That's 50 by Banks. Great last touch there by Gamer, though. That'll slow things down as Jam's forced to make a play. Calmly now around the outside. Vice trying to get up. Bangs it off the back wall, but it's bouncing back down in front. Gamer the touch away. Banks up high in the air. Looking for the touch. Gets the tap down off the back wall. Calmly diving in. Vice another save. Now it's around the outside. Jam looking for the 50. It's blocked up high in the air. Now dropped in again. This one forward and now played down. Jam off back wall. Calmly another one cleared out. Now staying with this one, trying to play it center. Calmly, though, slows it down, walks it in. 2-0. Kyoto double their lead. Calmly, the fake gets through them all. Well, there's the 2-goal break point. Can Florida even pull it back, or is it already too far gone? Calmly forcing it into the corner. Gets the dunk back out. Vice now will get a clear. Wolf will bring it down, trying to cut the 50. Pushed up off the right wall. Vice shot down. Bar down, out. Denied. And now a big miss. Calmly just about saved by Gamer. Jam, another awkward pass. That one sent away by Vice, I believe. Calmly now off the back wall. 2 players go, and it's Gamer to get the touch out. So Florida playing well enough on the defense, but now they need offense. Still down by 2, under 30 seconds to go. As Gamer jumps in for this one, but it's just harmless to the corner again. Wolf beats one. It's Vice in next. Takes the early shot. It's caught. Surely. Jam hits the post. He had to go quick, and he goes a bit too quick. And that will secure it. Kyoto 0-6. 2 total games won. But they buck that trend. They take it with a 3-0 sweep. And they improve now back to 1-6. Round Rock get the help they were seeking as Kyoto shock Florida with a convincing 3-0 sweep. Obviously, Florida, there were a couple moments, and you do have the one day, so you do kind of got to take it away from it a little bit, you know, in the way of, not as far as taking it away from Kyoto, but just saying for Florida's sake, well, didn't have our main team, still had a bit of pressure, so, hey, go next. And that's about what you have to do. Obviously, dropping down to 2-5, quite possible they now lose their top 8 position out of that, but they would be at most 1 game out. So you can't let this loss get to you. You know you're on the loss streak. You just got to snap out of it. I did message to ask about an interview. Always a little bit rough with a non-playing manager, but we'll see. And if we pause a minute and I don't get an answer, then I'll just join to check. So we will see. So yeah, I mean, while we wait on that, we can go back to our scenarios. Obviously not updated with that check mark, but that's another one off the board for Round Rock. They got their win. They got one more loss. So now they either need Lincoln to lose to OKC, or the more likely one, the Wave to lose to Saidahachi. And I know that also had some scheduling issues that I'm not even sure that game will happen. But it is scheduled for tomorrow night, and so we'll see. Either way, though, we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we're back with Kyoto. Took a while, but you get the first win. How's it feel?
Feels great, doggo.
It's amazing.
You know, you work this hard and you play the entire season, and you can never count yourself out. You know, you always got to keep a positive mindset, and you rely on your teammates. And I'm just glad that we could play our best game out there today.
Absolutely. Now, I will ask, obviously the whole series was pretty convincing, but game 1 especially so. What do you think happened that the rest of the games were closer?
I think the other team was making adjustments throughout the game. They were trying to figure us out a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, our wherewithal, our team, are relying on our teammates. What's the word? Teamwork. Yeah, that's the word.
Something
teamwork.
like that.
You rely on your teamwork, and it was just too much for them to handle tonight.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, this is one down. There is a possibility you would only be 1 game out of a playoff spot, maybe more likely 2, but either way, do you think you guys make the run back?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're not gonna stop. This is only the beginning. You're looking at the new and improved Kyoto. In fact, if y'all were to play you again, doggo, I know it would go differently.
It could.
With Calmly to lead us.
True.
There's nowhere we can't go.
That is true.
Before the game, he said, play offensive, but also defensive. Play fast.
That's deep.
But
Exactly.
not too fast.
I didn't know this turned into a presidential campaign, but it did real fast. Now, of course, looking more at the future, next week you guys do play Havana. How do you look at that team in that match?
Oh, I'm not even worried about them. I don't even remember who you just said. I don't even remember their names.
Havana,
Same.
Red Guy Code Carter.
I don't even know who you're talking about, honestly.
Fair.
They could just as easily be non-existent, and I wouldn't have made a difference to me. We'll see
Fair.
them on game night. They won't see us though.
Too fast? Absolutely. All right. Well, congratulations on getting the win, and good luck next week. That's about all I have for you.
Thank you, Doggo. Thanks for everyone that came out and watched us and support us. Keep weebing out, guys. Kyoto for life.
Yeah.
Glad to hear the agreement from Wolf on that one. But what a series. What a win for Kyoto. Obviously, it's a tough road back. Looking at their schedule, still play Hanoi, still play Round Rock, still play Lincoln. Obviously, Lincoln and Havana are a little bit lower in terms of record, but Havana have been surging, and Lincoln still have a very good roster. So, obviously, tough schedule for this team. And it would be tough to see them make the comeback, but either way, we'll see. As that does do it for the first game of the night. Our second one will be kicking off just at 10 p.m. That'll be over in the Pixel League with, hold on, let me remember. That will be with Birmingham taking on KC. Should be an interesting game. You'll want to tune in, so we'll see you then. But your final score one last time, Kyoto 3, Florida 0. We'll see you in just a little bit.